Boy, I wonder if Marvel's going to keep us on our toes about this Sylvie thing.
5 minutes later.
Oh, okay. What is up, MCU fans? Welcome back to the channel. We're going to talk about Loki Episode 3 right now. Spoiler alert, of course. So let's dive into, of course, the big reveal, one that everyone was talking about on the internet last week, thanks to some subtitles that may have given it away. Now, funny story, a very similar thing happened with WandaVision regarding Evan Peters' Quicksilver. That was actually wrong. This time, it was right. Even though I personally don't think it is a perfect comic book translation of the character of Sylvie. I believe they're combining some elements of what we know of Lady Loki in the comics and, of course, Sylvie the Enchantress. In case you missed all of the madness, the Enchantress is a fascinating character in Marvel lore. And once you start to connect the dots from last week's episode, it's very easy to see how they were leading or leaning into that, but I was still hesitant whether or not they would reveal this early. But of course, they did. So now, not only is Loki following this variant of Loki, he's following Sylvie the Enchantress. I'm interested to learn more about her backstory, by the way. And of course, her mission going after the Timekeeper, she mentions in the episode, it has been years in the making. My question is, what is her end game or her goal? We know what she is attempting to do right now, but for what reason? Now, we do learn a bit later in the episode that the TVA, they've been lying to Loki, or they've been lied to themselves. They believe they've been there their entire lives, and we get that from multiple characters, Mobius included. By the way, I missed Mobius's presence in this episode. It is definitely a bridge episode, one that is connecting some of the small fibers between episode 2 and inevitably episode 4. But yeah, Mobius's presence was missed. According to the character of Sylvie, they are indeed variants, which opens up so many doors, so many possibilities of who all of these characters are or could inevitably be. Owen Wilson's Mobius, what is he a variant of, if he is a variant at all? And once these characters begin to find this out, will they remain on the side of the TVA? The TVA, I said in episode 1, they sound like a very sketchy organization, and the more we learn, the more I am beginning to side with Loki not sticking to one particular side, because at the end of last episode I said, man, don't ruin your chance to work with the TVA, all of this stuff, but now it's starting to sound like a very sketchy organization, and I love the fact that they are playing on that. By the way, guys, I want to pause really quick and say, if you enjoy these weekly videos, just kind of these episode spoiler talks, be sure to drop your thumbs up down below and let me know, are you enjoying Loki as a show? And did you like episode 3? So something else Sylvie talks about in this episode is the fact that she does not like being called Loki. She is Sylvie now, okay? It's very specific what she says. Maybe she wasn't always Sylvie. Maybe she is trying to be something she is not. I don't want to sit here and act like I know exactly what she's going to be or where she's going to go, because I don't. No one does, except for the writer, Michael Waldron. But when she says she is Sylvie now, I'm curious to see how they change up the lore of that character in the comics, which is why I believe they're going to combine certain things between the Enchantress and Lady Loki. But their mission here is very simple. She is, of course, after the Timpad because she is trying to accomplish her mission, but they go to a planet by the name of Lamentis 1, and Lamentis is an outworld located on the very edge of Kree space. Now, we've heard the name Kree before. Of course, various Marvel projects, Captain Marvel, Guardians of the Galaxy. In the comics, we have the Kree-Skrull War, and of course, all that they've been a part of leading up until this moment. But this is taking place in the future, and it's this, like, apocalyptic-ish event where a moon and a planet are crashing into each other, and there are hijinks in this episode, going up to a woman, trying to trick her that it's her husband, sneaking on a train, Loki actually singing a little song, doing a little ditty. It's funny because this entire sequence, it really felt Star Wars-y to me. And I know we got shades of Star Wars when he was first introduced to where the TVA are and kind of that world, but it really has this Star Wars vibe going for it that I'm kind of digging so far. That makes it feel like a very different Marvel show, and just the tone and the sci-fi aspects and some of the action scenes in this episode were really great. The one-take action scene towards the end of the episode was fantastic. We get to see some moves from Loki that we've never seen before, and of course, seeing Sylvie in action, super entertaining, and it did kind of pick up the pace of this episode, because I feel like a lot of people are going to watch this episode, myself included at points, and say, well, it's very dialogue heavy. And while we did learn a lot about our characters, learning what love is, relationships of the past, all of that, parts of it did feel like a bit of a filler episode. Still fun nonetheless. I also love the reference to the first Thor when Loki is getting a little drunk, slams the glass down, and says,
This drink, I like it.
I know, it's great, right?
Another!
oh, it was so nice to see that callback. A couple of callbacks in this episode, but that one in particular, I liked it. And so their mission here is to hijack this ark, make sure it never gets off of this moon, but with that there will inevitably repercussions if they can pull off this mission. And after that rousing action scene, we see at the end that they are unable to do it. And that caps off this 35-ish minute episode that really did go by so fast. It did not feel long at all, and it left me salivating, wanting more. Not only because we didn't get Mobius in this episode, but because I'm just curious to see where they go from here, and I'm curious to see what exactly that mission is that she's trying to pull off. So the main question posed in this episode, in my opinion, is what is the goal here with the Timekeepers, and how are they going to accomplish this and tell a lot of the members of the TVA, because inevitably it has to happen, that they aren't actually what they believe that they are. But this is all hinging on whether Sylvie is telling the truth, not only about the TVA, but about who she really is, if she knows who she really is. Because we know in the comics, not everything she believes is true. So everything's up in the air. Welcome to Loki. That's the kind of show that this is. But I would love to know where you guys stand after 3 episodes of Loki. I want to say thank you so much for watching this video. Thanks for putting up with my temporary set. It's a work in progress, but we're working on it. You guys are the best. Come back if you enjoyed this video. Please let me know down below, and just let me know all the spoilers that you want to talk about. Did anything crazy happen that I didn't talk about? All right, guys. I'll see you soon.